Have you ever wondered why things that used to come so naturally, like energy, strength, even intimacy, start to feel like a distant memory as you get older? You might think it's just part of aging. But what if I told you the real reason has nothing to do with getting older, and everything to do with what's happening inside your body? I'm Dr. Kaya, and for over 30 years, I've worked one-on-one with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Not to sell them pills or promise miracle cures, but to help them rediscover the vitality they thought was gone forever. And here's the truth I've learned from thousands of conversations. Your age isn't the problem. What's really going on is something most doctors don't look for, and something far more fixable than you've been led to believe. It all starts with your blood vessels. Yes, your circulation. That silent system running beneath your skin, quietly keeping every part of your body alive. And when it begins to slow down, it doesn't just affect your energy or your stamina. It affects how connected you feel, both physically and emotionally. So what causes this slowdown? Let me explain. There's a condition called endothelial dysfunction, a fancy term for a very real issue. Your endothelium is the thin layer lining your blood vessels. And its job? To produce a molecule called nitric oxide, which tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, letting blood flow freely where it's needed most. But as we age, stress, poor nutrition, lack of movement, and chronic inflammation start to damage this delicate lining. The result? Your blood vessels become stiff and sluggish. Blood flow slows. And suddenly, you notice changes. Less energy, slower recovery, weaker performance, and a loss of that spark you once had. Men come into my office every day feeling frustrated. Some even embarrassed. They tell me things like, "Doc, I still want to be close to my partner, but my body won't cooperate." Or, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." And I understand. Because when your circulation falters, it doesn't just affect your body. It hits your confidence, your identity, and even your relationships. But here's the good news. This isn't permanent. You don't need a lifetime of medication to reverse it. In fact, there's a natural way to heal from the inside out. And it starts with food. I know what some of you are thinking. What about the little blue pill? Yes, those medications can work for a while. But here's what no one tells you. They don't fix the root cause. They're like putting air in a tire with a leak. It helps for now, but eventually, you'll find yourself needing more and more just to keep going. And then one day, it stops working altogether. I've seen grown men break down in my office, not because they're angry, but because they feel betrayed by their own bodies. But I've also seen something else, something far more powerful. I've watched men who decided to take a different path, men who chose to nourish their bodies with the nutrients they truly needed. And when they did, something incredible happened. They didn't just see temporary improvement. They felt alive again. Their skin looked healthier. Their eyes were brighter. Their partners noticed. And best of all, it wasn't artificial. It was their body working the way it was meant to. That's the power of healing from within. Because your body is still capable of amazing things, even at 60, 70, or beyond. You just have to give it the right tools. And nature has many of them. Let me introduce you to a food that's been around for centuries, yet somehow got forgotten in modern times. It's not exotic. It's not trendy. And it's definitely not something you'd find on a supplement shelf. It's grass-fed beef liver. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Liver? Really? But hear me out. Because this nutrient-dense powerhouse may be the missing piece you've been looking for. Think of it as concentrated male nutrition. It's packed with iron to fuel your red blood cells, B12 and folate to boost brain function, zinc and vitamin A to support testosterone production, and leucine and CoQ10 to help repair your blood vessels and improve oxygen delivery. This isn't theory. It's biology. And I've seen the results firsthand. Men in their late 60s and early 80s, who added just a few servings of grass-fed liver to their diet each week, came back telling me things like, "Doc, I didn't expect much, but I feel like I've woken up." Or, "My wife noticed the difference too." That's the kind of change that comes from feeding your body what it actually needs, not synthetic substitutes or processed convenience foods, but real, dense, ancestral nutrition. And the best part? You don't have to eat it every day. Just a couple of times a week, or high-quality desiccated capsules, can make a world of difference. But there's one thing you must know. Some of my patients were skeptical when I first recommended liver. But after just a few weeks, many came back with stories I never get tired of hearing. I feel stronger. My energy is steadier. Things are working better than they have in years. And guess what? These aren't just isolated cases. Research published in respected journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that older adults who consume nutrient-rich foods, including those found in liver, see measurable improvements in vascular health, muscle function, and hormonal balance. Liver contains vitamin B12, which supports red blood cell production and oxygen delivery. Heme iron, the most absorbable form of iron, crucial for energy and stamina. Zinc, essential for healthy testosterone levels. Leucine, an amino acid that supports muscle protein synthesis and vascular repair. CoQ10, which powers your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells, especially those involved in heart and circulatory health. When you combine these nutrients, you create a powerful synergy that fuels your entire body, from your brain to your muscles to your intimate health. That's why I call liver the forgotten superfood, because somewhere along the way, we stopped eating real food and started reaching for convenience. But now, men like you are rediscovering what our ancestors already knew. Food can be medicine. Still, food alone isn't enough. Timing matters. One of the most rewarding parts of my job is seeing the transformation unfold. A man walks in, sits down, and says something like, "Dr. Kara, I didn't think this would do anything, but something's definitely happening." He looks different, talks differently. There's a spark in his eyes. And often, it all started with a simple change, adding liver to his meals twice a week. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most men begin to notice subtle, but undeniable, shifts. They wake up with more energy. The afternoon slump disappears. Their mood improves. Their mental clarity returns. And below the surface, something even more meaningful is changing. Blood flow improves. Desire comes back. Confidence grows. And for many, that translates into a deeper emotional connection with their partner, not out of obligation, but from genuine excitement. Because when you restore circulation and hormonal balance from the inside out, you're not just improving physical performance. You're reclaiming a part of yourself that may have slowly faded over time. And the beauty of it all, you're not making drastic lifestyle changes or swallowing handfuls of supplements. You're simply giving your body the nourishment it's been missing. But here's the catch. None of this works unless you're consistent. You can't eat liver once and expect decades of decline to reverse overnight. Your body doesn't respond to quick fixes. It responds to patterns, to habits, to small, powerful choices made day after day. And I've seen it happen over and over. Men who stuck with it, who didn't let old habits or short-term thinking rob them of the energy and intimacy they still deserved. And in return, their bodies began to cooperate again, slowly at first, and then all at once. Better sleep, better moods, stronger mornings. And most importantly, they felt like men again, alive, connected, and confident. So yes, adding beef liver or high-quality capsules to your routine just a couple times a week really can change your life. But only if you give your body the time and consistency it needs to respond. Don't give up too early. The spark doesn't return overnight. It returns because you earned it. After working with thousands of men over the last 3 decades, I can say this with certainty. Age is not your enemy. Believing that decline is inevitable, that's the real problem. Once you understand what's happening inside your body, the loss of circulation, the drop in hormones, the nutritional gaps, you gain the power to change it. And it doesn't take a miracle. It takes the right steps taken consistently. We talked about how poor circulation is often the root cause of fading intimacy, and how most pills only offer a temporary solution. You've seen why grass-fed beef liver, this humble, overlooked food, can rebuild blood flow, energy, and even testosterone when used correctly. You've learned that timing matters just as much as what you eat. And you've seen that real results don't come from a single meal, but from steady action over time. Most importantly, you've seen that this journey back to vitality is not only possible, it's within your reach. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s reclaim their strength, their confidence, and their sense of self. Not through extreme measures, but through smart, natural choices that align with how the body actually works. You deserve that same chance to feel strong again, connected again, and like yourself again. So here's my advice. Don't wait. Don't settle. Start today. Your next chapter can be stronger than your last. And it begins with one small step. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone you care about. Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your feedback helps shape future videos. And if you'd like to support this channel and the work I do, consider checking out the link in the description. Every bit helps me continue bringing you natural, life-changing health insights straight to your screen. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never too old to feel like a man again.